Today, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libator. Also ahead, we've got the latest from investigators on the fire that tore through the former Zeb's restaurant in New Hartford. But first, we could be seeing some widespread wet and heavy snow from a storm that's going to be sweeping through the Mohawk Valley. Hannah?
So we are going to be seeing snowfall. It looks to start this afternoon and looks to end Saturday morning. So it's going to be slow and steady. It's not going to be all at once super heavy. So it should be fine for us. But we have issued an alert day for tonight and tomorrow because of it. So let's take a look at the total snowfall forecast. We are going to be around 8 to 12 inches for the western part of the Mohawk Valley and up in the North Country, and 10 to 14 inches for south of the Mohawk Valley and east of the Mohawk Valley as well. So this is the total snowfall forecast for the whole event. It looks to start this afternoon around 3 to 5 p.m. and doesn't look to end until Saturday morning. So it is going to kind of be slow and steady. It's not going to be all at once, you know, dumping snow on us all at once. So it should be fine for that. But our main concern is going to be scattered power outages because it is going to be wet and heavy. Also, it is going to be windy during this entire event. So we are keeping an eye out on that. Travel is going to be an issue for tonight and tomorrow morning as you are heading to work or wherever you are going tomorrow morning. The National Weather Service has also issued a winter storm warning now for all of central New York. This goes into effect at 10 a.m. today until 7 a.m. Saturday due to heavy wet snow and gusty winds, possibly seeing those scattered power outages and tricky travel issues. Once again, 10 to 14 inches for south and east of the Mohawk Valley and 8 to 12 inches for the Mohawk Valley and up north. So snow starts this afternoon. Once again, heavy wet snow could cause a few scattered power outages, and it continues into tomorrow, tapering off Saturday morning. So for today, expect it to be dry until around 3 to 5 p.m. We will start to see some snow. It's going to be windy. I will be talking a little bit more and break down when the snow is going to fall coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. Breaking news.
Welcome back. This snow that we are going to be seeing today is going to be coming from a low pressure system that's out west. So it is going to be a little bit different than lake effect snow. It's going to be more dense and it's going to be heavier. So 1 inch of water with the snow we are going to be seeing today. 5 inches of snow does look like very wet snow, very condensed. So it is going to possibly cause a few scattered power outages in comparison to if it was lake effect snow. It's drier, it's fluffier, it's easier to shovel, and it doesn't look to cause any power outages. So this is our power outage map. It looks like we could be seeing scattered power outages for all of us, and a few more outages are possible in the Mohawk Valley just due to the nature of the snow. It's also going to be pretty windy both today and tomorrow and during this snowfall event. So just be careful for any downed power lines. Definitely don't touch them, and make sure you do report them to the company because they could be dangerous if they are staying on the roadways and stuff like that. And definitely just be careful when traveling tonight and tomorrow morning. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. A cozy culinary staple in New Hartford.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out dry and cold this morning, but snow looks to start around 3 to 5 p.m. this afternoon. Let's take a look now at the Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Once again, dry conditions to start, but it is pretty cold outside. Our temperatures are ranging in the teens, so bundle up before heading out the door. Still tracking dry conditions. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and it is looking to be dry up until around 3 to 5 p.m. That's when snow looks to start. It also is going to be windy today with this low pressure system coming in. So it is coming in from the southwest, as we can see here. We are looking to see widespread snow start tonight, and it looks to continue for tomorrow into early Saturday morning. So it's going to be slow and steady over 36 hours, steady snowfall. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for all of us. That goes into effect at 10 a.m. today, and it lasts until 7 a.m. Saturday. This is just due to the nature of the snow being heavy and wet. Gusty winds are also possible, and this could cause scattered power outages. So keep that in mind and be prepared for that. If we do see scattered power outages, it is going to be tonight. So we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for tonight and tomorrow due to the snowfall. Very tricky travel tonight and early tomorrow morning due to this wet, sticky snowfall and those gusty winds that could cause some scattered power outages. Also, visibility could be a problem with those gusty winds kind of blowing around the snow. So tonight, this goes into effect 7 p.m. I would say when the snow starts. So 3 to 5 p.m. this goes into effect until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We are looking to get 4 to 8 inches for south and east of the Mohawk Valley and 2 to 4 inches for the Mohawk Valley and the western portion of our viewing area along with the north. So that goes into effect for tonight. That looks to be the snowfall accumulation for tonight, and that looks to start around 3 to 5 p.m. It doesn't look to get widespread until around 8 p.m. Then we will continue to see heavy wet snow continuing overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, we have another snowfall forecast going into effect. This goes into effect 7 a.m. tomorrow until 7 a.m. Saturday. An additional 4 to 8 inches can be expected for all of us. The snow looks to continue for most of the day on Friday. Looks to taper off a little bit in the afternoon, not being as heavy. And then Saturday morning, 7 a.m., as you can see, it does look to come to an end. So in total, 10 to 14 inches can be expected for south and east of the Mohawk Valley, and 8 to 12 inches for our western portion of the Mohawk Valley, and for the North Country for this whole event starting tonight through Saturday morning. So for today, expect the snow to start this afternoon. It's going to get pretty windy today, and it is going to remain windy throughout this whole event with heavy wet snowfall continuing overnight tonight. We have issued a storm tracker 2 alert day for tonight and tomorrow due to this heavy wet snowfall. The snow will continue throughout the day tomorrow. If we are going to be seeing power outages, it will be tonight, and those tricky travel issues are going to be tonight and early tomorrow morning. Everything looks to clear out Saturday morning from this low pressure system, but it is possible we could see lake effect pick up even into next week, Gary.
It's going to be tricky travel.
Yes, definitely for us coming in here in the morning.
Yeah, very early.
Yes.
Hannah, thank you. The time now is 5:22. Coming up, I'm Gary Libitor. We've got a lot to get to this half hour, but first, there is talk of some heavy wet snow falling in the region later today. Hannah Evans is over in the Weather Center with a look at what we're going to be seeing.
Yes, so snow looks to start around 3 to 5 p.m. this afternoon, and it looks to end Saturday morning. So it's kind of going to just be slow and steady. It's not going to, dump all down at us at once. But the main concern is going to be tricky travel for tonight and tomorrow morning.
And it's going to go on for a while, too.
Yes, it is. So let's take a look now at our total snowfall map. We are expecting 8 to 12 inches for the western portion of the Mohawk Valley and up north, and heavier snow falling 10 to 14 inches south of the Mohawk Valley and east. Also, heavier amounts of snow are going to be possible on hilltops and areas of higher elevations. But this is our total snowfall forecast starting tonight through Saturday morning. The National Weather Service has also put out a winter storm warning that goes into effect at 10 a.m. today until 7 a.m. Saturday. We are expecting heavy wet snow. It's not going to be like that light, fluffy lake effect snow. We are also going to be seeing gusty winds, so scattered power outages are possible due to the nature of the snow and also windy conditions. Looks to start this afternoon around 3 to 5 p.m. and it will continue through until Saturday morning. It is going to be heavy wet snow with gusty conditions. Could cause scattered power outages, also some visibility issues if you are going to be traveling. And it looks to continue all tomorrow before ending once again Saturday morning. So for today, we will start to see some clouds move in, then snow looks to start later on. It's going to be windy, and I will talk a little bit more about our snowfall forecast. I will kind of break it down into tonight's snowfall forecast and tomorrow's snowfall forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you, and don't forget the storm track.
Welcome back. Snow looks to come in from kind of the southwest. That's the route it's taking. We are going to be seeing the snow come in for our area around 3 to 5 p.m. It's going to be coming in from the south and the western portion first, so reaching Madison, the western portion of Oneida, most of Otsego County by 3 to 4 p.m., then 4 to 5 p.m. the rest of our Adirondacks in the Old Forge area, 5 to 6 p.m., and this is going to be this evening. So definitely just be very careful when driving around tonight and tomorrow morning. This evening, snow is going to be developing. It shouldn't be too bad yet, but overnight through tomorrow afternoon, we are going to be seeing snowy conditions. It's going to be wet and heavy. Slippery conditions are possible, and it also is going to be windy. So today, we are going to be seeing that snow coming in later. We are going to be seeing around inches rain tonight, and then tomorrow we are going to be seeing most of our snowfall, especially early in the morning through most of the day. It looks to end Saturday, but then Saturday and Sunday it is possible to see lake effect pickup, especially for the northern portion of our viewing area. We will keep you updated on that. As of right now, we are worrying about this event that's going on tonight and tomorrow. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Well, check this out. A Florida man has
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out dry this morning. It is cold once again with temperatures in the teens, and snow looks to start this afternoon. Let's take a look now at the Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. We are going to start to see an increase in clouds as well. We look to remain dry around 4 p.m. That is when our widespread snow does look to start to develop, and that will continue for tonight and for the day tomorrow. So still tracking dry conditions on our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is going to get windy today, wind speeds around 15 to 20 miles per hour, and our low pressure system is approaching us at this point. It is going to bring widespread heavy wet snow to the area for tonight, tomorrow, and it will linger into Saturday morning. Because of this, the National Weather Service has put out winter storm warning. That goes into effect at 10 a.m. today until 7 a.m. Saturday. This is due to heavy wet snow. It's not going to be that light and fluffy lake effect snow, and also gusty winds. So this could cause scattered power outages at times as the heavy wet snow falls on tree branches. They may fall, and these gusty winds could contribute to that as well. There also may be visibility issues when driving. So we have issued an alert day for tonight and tomorrow due to this snowfall, causing tricky travel issues, especially tonight and tomorrow morning. And also scattered power outages are possible, so just be prepared for that. If we do see power outages, it is going to be tonight. Here's our snowfall map. This goes into effect when the snow starts this afternoon through 7 a.m. tomorrow. So if you want to shovel or anything before heading out to work tomorrow or for traveling tomorrow, this is what we have. 2 to 4 inches can be expected for the western portion of the Mohawk Valley and up north, and 4 to 8 inches for south and east of the Mohawk Valley can be expected. Now let's take a look at that on our Skycast. Once again, looks to start around 4 p.m. coming in from the southwest. It becomes widespread around dinner time and will continue throughout the whole night. The heaviest of it is going to be falling towards the south and east of the Mohawk Valley, and it looks to continue for the day on Friday. So here's another look at our snowfall forecast for Friday. This map goes into effect 7 a.m. Friday till 7 a.m. Saturday. An additional 4 to 8 inches can be expected for all of us at this time. The snow remains heavy until the afternoon on Friday. As we can see here, it's starting to kind of taper off, but it still continues. It doesn't look to completely come to an end from this low pressure system until Saturday morning. So our total snowfall forecast is going to show 10 to 14 inches for south and east of the Mohawk Valley, including the Adirondacks, and 8 to 12 inches for the western portion of the Mohawk Valley and up north. And this is for the whole event that starts tonight and ends Saturday morning. So for today, we are going to be seeing dry conditions until this afternoon. Then that snow looks to develop. It will be just around freezing at this time, and it is going to be windy. The snow continues tonight with windy conditions, and it's going to be heavy, and it is going to be wet snow. So keep that in mind if you are traveling tonight and tomorrow morning. So we have issued an alert day for tonight and tomorrow due to this heavy wet snow causing tricky travel issues. But again, the theme of this event is going to be slow and steady. This total snowfall falls over 36 hours. It's not going to be dumped all at once. It looks to start to taper off Saturday morning, but then lake effect does look to pick up even through next week. So we are keeping an eye on that as well, but we are focusing on this system right now, Gary.
Wow, a 36-hour snow.
Yes, so honestly, looking at it, it's looking 10 to 14 for some people, 8 to 12 for the rest. It's not going to be dumped all at once, so it should be better to keep up with it with plowing and shoveling.
That's for sure. A lot of folks going to go out over and over and over
yes.
again. Hannah, thank you. Well, the time now is 5:55. Still ahead on Sunday. Thank you for joining us. In just a matter of hours now, the snow is going to begin falling, and it will be falling on and off for about 36 hours, bringing in some parts of our viewing area more than a foot of snow. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now from the Weather Center, tracking this system. And Hannah, it's about to hit us, isn't it?
Yes, so we are going to be seeing snowfall looking to come in around 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. for most of us, and it is going to be widespread throughout tonight and tomorrow. So here's a look at our total snowfall forecast. This goes into effect tonight and lasts until Saturday morning when things start to taper off. Altogether, we are looking at, for most of the Mohawk Valley and the north, getting 8 to 12 inches, and south and east of the Mohawk Valley, including the Adirondacks, 10 to 14 inches, and this is for the entire event. Looking at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, at this point we can start to see it coming in from the west. We are seeing some mixing out there, but when it comes to us, it looks to be all snow throughout the entirety of this event. The heaviest of it is going to be tonight and tomorrow morning. So once again, the timing of the snowfall for us, it looks to be between 3 to 5 p.m. when it does start to come in, and it looks to get very heavy overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. And this brings in the possibility of a few scattered power outages, so definitely make sure everything's charged and be prepared for this, because scattered power outages are definitely possible tonight as the snow is going to be heavy and wet, possibly causing tree branches to fall down along with power lines, and it is going to be windy. So for today, expect the snows to start around 3 to 5 p.m. It does become widespread and heavy overnight, and it is going to be windy. I will be tracking out some further snowfall forecasts. I will be breaking up the snowfall forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Utica police are...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking cloudy skies at this point. It is still dry, but it is very windy, and snow looks to start later this afternoon. Let's take a look now at the Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. We can see it is a bit windy outside. That flag is blowing. All of us are seeing cloudy skies, and the snow is looking to come in around 3 to 5 p.m. starting this afternoon. So right now, Nala can clearly see her neighbor, but maybe seeing some visibility issues later on as that snow does start to pick up and roads get a little bit slippery, so just be careful of that. Today, Nala is saying hi to her friend Nala, who honestly looks just like her, just in a darker color. If you do want to be a part of this, you can head over to my Facebook page and post pictures of your cats over there. Still dry once again. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We can see over here some mixed precipitation along with snow is moving in from the west. When it reaches us, it does look to be all snow. It is cold enough for it to be all snow for us, and once again, it is coming in from the southwest along with the low pressure system. It is going to be heaviest starting overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. So if you are traveling at all tonight or tomorrow morning, that is where the problems will be. Although it does last for the whole day tomorrow, it looks to kind of lighten up and even have breaks at some points for the day tomorrow, and then tapers off on Saturday morning. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning. The areas in the pink from 10 a.m. this morning until 7 a.m. Saturday. This is due to that heavy, wet snow. It's not going to be light and fluffy like lake effect usually is. It's going to be heavy and wet, dense. There are going to be gusty winds as well. This could cause scattered power outages. If we are going to be seeing power outages, it will be tonight when the snow is the heaviest, where it could stick to power lines and branches and cause them to fall down. Even with the winds, that could also cause some power outages, and that could cause visibility issues if you are driving anywhere. So tonight we have our snowfall map. This goes into effect when the snow starts and lasts until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you do want to get any shoveling done before you go to work or anything like that, the heaviest is going to fall south and east of the Mohawk Valley, 4 to 8 inches there, and for the rest of us, 2 to 4 inches. So on our skycast, we can see the snow looks to come in around 4 p.m., starting to creep up. It becomes widespread a little bit after dinner, and it does remain heavy overnight. Very dense snow is going to be falling, and this is until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Still heavy at that time, though. So from 7 a.m. tomorrow until 7 a.m. Saturday, it looks like we will get an additional 4 to 8 inches widespread for all of us of additional heavy and dense snowfall. So this is on our skycast. It is showing that the snow remains widespread and heavy throughout most of the morning on Friday. Once we hit the afternoon, we can see a few breaks here. It does start to lighten up a little bit, but it does look look to remain widespread once again heading into Saturday morning. Then once Saturday morning comes around, it looks to kind of move out. That system will move out, but then there's the possibility to see lake effect pick up for the rest of the weekend, even into the middle of next week. Our total snowfall forecast for this event is going to be 10 to 14 inches for south and east of the Mohawk Valley and the Adirondacks, and 8 to 12 inches for the western part of the Mohawk Valley and up north. And this is for the whole event starting tonight through Saturday morning. So for the rest of today, the snow is looking to start around 3 to 5 p.m. It's going to remain windy, so there may be visibility issues if you are driving home from work, but it shouldn't be getting too heavy yet. Tonight is when it will get very heavy and dense and power outages are possible. It also is going to remain windy overnight. So tonight and tomorrow have been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. This is going to be due to that widespread heavy snowfall, possibly causing scattered power outages due to windy conditions and because of how dense the snow is going to be. It does look to taper off into Saturday morning, but then lake effect possibly picks up through next week, Gary.
You're going to be busy.
Yes, we will be very busy over here in the Weather Center, especially me tomorrow morning, trying to come in.
Yeah, you'll get up the hill.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Hannah, thanks. Brand new this noon. Welcome back. We are about to get hit with some snow. Let's get right to the Weather Center meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now. And Hannah, you said this is just a couple of hours away now, right?
Yes, so it does look like our snow is going to start to come in around 3 to 5 p.m. and it will be its heaviest tonight and early tomorrow morning. Here's a look at our total snowfall forecast. Starts tonight and Saturday morning. Right now, our heaviest is going to fall south and east of the Mohawk Valley, 10 to 14 inches there, including the Adirondacks, and 8 to 12 inches in the western portion of the Mohawk Valley and up north. Any areas of higher elevation and hilltops are going to be seeing extra accumulations as well. So at this point on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we are seeing dry conditions in our viewing area, but if we look to our south and west, we are starting to see some mixed precipitation, some snow moving towards us. For us, it is looking to be all snow, and once again, it is going to be its heaviest overnight and early tomorrow morning. The timing, once again, between 3 to 5 p.m. for most of us, and it does become widespread a little bit after dinner. Our main concern for this is going to be, since it's heavy and wet, scattered power outages are possible. If we do see power outages, they are going to be overnight tonight, so just be prepared for that. For the rest of today, once again, snow looks to develop this afternoon. It's going to remain windy with the snow as well. I will be talking a little bit more about the snowfall forecast and breaking it down coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Here's a story for you.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are still dry, but seeing mostly cloudy skies at this point. The snow looks to start at around 3 to 5 p.m. Let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera. Overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown, we can see cloudy skies. It is going to be windy for the rest of the day as this low pressure system approaches us. And once again, that widespread snow looks to start to move in around 3 to 5 p.m. So here is the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At this point, our area is dry, but we can see some mixed precipitation and some snow moving in from the south and west. It also is going to get a little bit windy, and this looks to move in, but for us, it looks to be all snow for this event. Although we are seeing mixed precipitation further south, we are cold enough to see all snow, and especially we are cold enough aloft to continue to see all snow for this whole event. The heaviest snow is going to fall overnight and early tomorrow morning. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning that went into effect today at 10 a.m. until 7 a.m. Saturday. It is going to be heavy, wet, dense snow, not like that light, fluffy lake effect snow we see. And we also are going to be seeing gusty winds. So maybe tricky travel issues with this heavy, dense snow. Also, scattered power outages are possible with this type of snow as it falls on branches and power lines, kind of brings them down. And along with these gusty winds, that could also be a factor in power outages. If we do see power outages, they are going to be tonight when the snow is the heaviest. This snowfall forecast is for tonight until 7 a.m. tomorrow. We are going to be seeing the heaviest fall south and east, or south and east, 4 to 8 inches, and especially in areas of hilltops or higher elevation, seeing a little bit more snowfall. Other places like East Mohawk Valley and North are going to be seeing 2 to 4 inches, and that's going to be overnight tonight. So as you can see here, the snow looks to develop around 3, 4 p.m. It becomes widespread a little bit after dinner, and it will continue to be heavy and dense all overnight into early tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow we are going to be getting additional snowfall throughout the day. 4 to 8 inches can be expected widespread, and this is until 7 a.m. on Saturday. So on our Skycast, we see here the snow will continue tomorrow. It looks to lighten up, though. We can see a few breaks here and there tomorrow afternoon, but it still continues to be widespread, just a little bit lighter heading into early Saturday morning. All this snow clears out from the system on Saturday morning, but then lake effect possibly picks up for the rest of the weekend and even into next week. So our total snowfall forecast for this whole event starting tonight till Saturday morning is going to be 10 to 14 inches for south and east of the Mohawk Valley, including the Adirondacks and areas of higher elevations and hilltops, and 8 to 12 inches for the eastern part of the Mohawk Valley and up north. So for the rest of today, snow will develop. We will be very windy for the rest of the day. That could cause visibility issues and slippery roadways on your commute home. And tonight is when our heavy, dense snow will be occurring. That will be overnight, and it will continue to be windy as well. We have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for tonight and tomorrow due to this heavy, dense snow that is going to be occurring. Scattered power outages are possible. If that does happen, that will be tomorrow or tonight or early tomorrow morning. The snow looks to continue for the whole day tomorrow into Saturday morning. Then it looks to taper off Saturday morning. Lake effect possibly picks up, and it is trending like we will be seeing lake effect even through next week, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. And as we get set for snow, country are dealing with the aftermath of tornadoes. A string of twisters swept through the south, leaving several people injured and reports of casualties caused by the brutal storm. NBC's Guad Venegas is in Louisiana this noon with more.
A violent tornado outbreak across the Gulf Coast. 3 straight nights of dangerous and deadly weather. Louisiana pummeled Wednesday. Tornadoes reported all across the state, leaving a trail of damage in the New Orleans metropolitan area overnight. Homes in complete ruin, and even this car flipped over in the middle of all the rubble. In Kelowna, just east of New Orleans, local authorities say the damage left 1 dead and at least 7 injured. The victim's daughter, speaking to her affiliate WGSU, remembering her kindness.
She means the world to me, and if anybody knew her and knew my mama, they know that she would give anybody the clothes off her back.
Lamar Marshall told us he lost almost everything.
That's my house.
So your house,
down, that upside down.
Your house was here before?
It was right here.
And it is what, like 30 feet over in that direction now?
My car was parked straight in the yard.
In New Iberia, Louisiana, not 1 but 2 tornadoes merging together. The result, neighborhoods left devastated.
This is my house right here, y'all. My house is just gone.
And this hospital left decimated. Windows completely blown out and debris blocking the entrance. For those who've lost their homes, the consolation they've escaped unharmed.
My neighbor lost her life, so like I said, this material stuff, it can all be replaced. You can't replace a life.
That's for sure. NBC's Guad Venegas reporting. Well, stay with us. More news is up next, including a story about some hospital workers fired over TikTok.
I'm Jason Powell. Snowfall has started. We've seen it all over the area, and in preparation, the governor's office says 8 plow operators from Long Island are coming here to the Mohawk Valley to help out.
A number of areas are already calling snow emergencies for tonight, meaning you can't park your car on the road because the plow drivers need to get in there and do some work. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking from the Weather Center and has the latest snowfall predictions over the next several hours. Bill, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Jason and Kristen. We handle snow like this all the time. This is going to be, your standard about a foot of accumulation. But I think what the challenge about this one is it's going to be a different type of snow. It's going to be that heavy, wet snow. It's going to be hard to move around. And the concern tonight is for that snow to stick to trees, cause some power outages here. Let's take a look at what's going on across the area this evening. Again, that snow is breaking out from southwest to northeast. And the radar is showing more than what's actually making it to the ground. A lot of this is running into some dry air, but just based on many reports so far, the snow has begun, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. The snowfall forecast, we're still calling for about 8 to 12 inches of accumulation region-wide. The hilltops could see 10 to 14 inches of accumulation. This takes us through Saturday morning. So again, this is going to be about a 36-hour accumulation. It's going to take its time coming down, but again, The concern here tonight is how the snow sticks to the trees. It could cause some scattered power outages heading into tomorrow and tomorrow night. Current temperature is 35 degrees heading into this evening. Again, continuing to track snow developing. We are going to break down how much snow you can expect as you head into tomorrow morning, as well as what will be falling throughout the day Friday, and that's coming out. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. If you haven't done so already, upload the Storm Tracker 2 weather app and the News Channel 2 app so you can get important information, even if the power goes out.
And here's what you should be doing right now. Get a full charge on your cell phone. Make sure you have a flashlight and that it works, and have a full tank of gas in your car. While you're getting your house ready for the storm, utility crews are bringing in additional resources.
And when we see a storm like this one coming in, we jump into storm mode. So that entails everything from holding our crews and our contractors in place to getting additional resources staged around the state so that when we find out where the impact is happening, we can move those additional resources.
As for storm safety, never touch a downed power line. And if you are using a generator, make sure you're keeping it outside.
I want you to check this out. A crash has shut down Route.
Welcome back. We are continuing to track snow moving in from the south, and we're expecting a pretty heavy wet accumulation by the time this wraps up by Saturday morning. This is a look at the snowfall map, and we're expecting 8 to 12 inches of accumulation from now through Saturday morning for most of central New York. The hilltop locations could get as much as 10 to 14 inches of snow. We haven't made any changes to this map. We continue to look at new data. Things are on track from the forecast standpoint. We are continuing to follow snow working in from the south. I want to point out one really important thing about this winter storm that's coming in. The snow is going to be a little bit different this time around. It's going to be that heavy, wet accumulation, and that's my primary concern. We've gone through a lot of storms. We get these snowfall in the northeast and central New York all the time, but this type of heavy, wet snow is unusual for us. We usually get the snow that's very light and fluffy, but this is going to be hard to move around. This will also make things slippery. So even though there's not a lot of snow in the forecast, at least for every 12-hour period, it will still be enough to cause slippery conditions on the roads. You can see the snow beginning in Cooperstown, already some light accumulation on the roadways. It's a live look at our Utica National Tower Cam. The snow continues to spread in from the south. And again, snow becomes widespread as we head into the course of tonight. The storm itself is a low pressure that's located to the south. It's developing along the coast. And as it tracks up the east coast, it becomes a nor'easter, and the snow is going to last for about 36 hours. It's not just going to move through and be done. It's going to linger in our area as we head into Saturday morning. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast again. Snow becomes widespread tonight. Travel becomes tricky as we head into tomorrow morning. Widespread snow at 7 a.m. Look at the temperatures here in the low 30s. So again, as the snow comes down, it's that very sticky, heavy, difficult to move snow. About 2 to 4 inches on the ground by Friday morning, 4 to 8 inches of snow on the ground south of the Mohawk Valley. Again, this is through Friday morning. As we head into Friday afternoon, the snow continues to fly. That will continue into the evening time as well as Saturday morning. So again, it's going to linger around for about 36 hours before coming to an end as we head into Saturday. From Friday morning through Saturday morning, so this is a 24-hour total, an additional 4 to 8 inches. So again, most of us getting a total of about 8 to 12 inches. But if you keep up with this, and if you're shoveling this in the morning and into the evening, I think you'll be able to manage this pretty well. You just don't want to wait until this whole thing is done. Then it might be a little challenging to move all at once. Snow tonight down to 32. Tomorrow, again, snow continues. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Looking at dry weather on Saturday, there will be some lake effect snow to track as we head into Sunday. That looks to fall heaviest north during the day, and then that band of snow looks to drop south and impact central New York Sunday night and into Monday. And the weather remains on the chilly side as we head into next week. And coming up in a few minutes, we're going to focus on the potential for power outages with this type of snowfall.
All right. Thanks, Bill.
Well, have you heard about the CNY?
We continue to track the storm now that the flurries have started. We want to get you updated on the very latest from our team of meteorologists over in the Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking what's going on outside right now. Bill.
Yeah, Jason, we are following snow that's working in from the south, and the snow has started in many areas. I wanted to kind of focus on what's different, or one of the factors that we're following closely with this particular storm. A lot of times when we get snow, it's light, it's fluffy, and getting a foot of light, fluffy snow really isn't a big deal for central New York. But tonight, the snow is going to fall in an environment that's very close to freezing. In fact, temperatures will be near or above freezing at the surface. And the reason why it's staying snow and it's not mixing with sleet or freezing rain or rain is because the column of air above it is sufficiently cold. So as that snow melts into the warmer layer, it's that heavier wet snow, and it tends to pile up and it becomes heavy to move. So that heavy wet snow is going to make for a beautiful landscape tomorrow morning. It should be very picturesque, but the snow sticking to the trees is a big concern across the area because it makes the trees heavy. It could create some damage and it can cause some power outages. We focused on the Mohawk Valley because temperatures will be warmest tonight compared to the outlying areas. And even though just about everybody's going to get the same amount of snow, I think it's going to be more of a wet factor to the snow as opposed to the fluff factor in the higher elevation. So that's something we're continuing to follow as the snow continues to move in from the southwest. We are continuing to track the storm. We're giving you the snowfall forecast as well as when this snow comes to an end and it's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The cold weather across the country this week is giving us
several hours. You're going to want to stay close to the Storm Tracker 2 weather team.
Yeah, absolutely. The snow has started, as you can see outside your window. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis tells us why being an extended event like this is actually a good thing in this case.
Yeah, it just gives us some time just to clear the snow out. It also helps with the visibility because it's not coming down really hard. We shouldn't have any big visibility issues with this. Driving is going to be pretty tricky, though, and here's the thing. Even a few inches of this heavy, wet snow can make things really slippery. So just because you wake up in the morning, you don't see a lot on the ground, still want to be careful heading out. Let's take a look at what's going on across the area on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're looking at widespread snow moving in from southwest to northeast, and the roads are going to get pretty slippery here as we head into tonight. Again, a long event means we're going to be dealing with this throughout tonight, as well as most of the day Friday. With temperatures being very close to freezing, again, the snow is going to be wet. It's going to be hard to move around. It also is going to be a good thing because I think the main roads, the roads that are well treated, I think it's going to be generally wet, at least during the day, just because the rates are not coming down really hard. But still, you do want to plan on some tricky travel and budget more time to get to your destination if you are having to travel tonight or tomorrow. We're taking a look at snowfall amounts to expect here as we get into tonight, tomorrow, and that's coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. This snow event has the attention of the Weather Channel. In fact, they were here in our studios about an hour ago interviewing our own chief meteorologist regarding the storm. That's meteorologist Paul Goodloe. He's been with the Weather Channel for nearly 24 years now, and he's been in all sorts of elements as he is a native New Yorker, so he knows exactly what we're dealing with in our area.
Being in the elements to show our viewers at home what's going on and why they should stay out of it. This is why it's dangerous. This is why you should stay at home. We try to take every single precaution available. It might not look like it on TV, but we always have a safe spot to be no matter what Mother Nature can throw our way.
Paul says it's humbling to think that man has gone to the moon and will be going back soon, but we can't stop a foot of snow from falling. And we are at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Because of tomorrow's snow, the Utica Zoo is canceling its Bright Nights event. That said, the Utica Zoo is still open during the day. Bright Nights will resume Saturday, at which time there will be drinks, food, and live music. Maybe the Weather Channel team would like to go to the zoo tomorrow.
That would be a great place to hang out. Syracuse and Albany airports, by the way, have...
Good evening. We continue to track snow spreading across central New York. Roads will continue to become more and more slippery as we head into tonight. Let's take a look at the overall snowfall forecast. This takes us through Saturday morning, so this is a 36-hour accumulation, 8 to 12 inches of total snow across most of central New York. The higher elevations, especially south of the Mohawk Valley, expecting 10 to 14 inches of snow. Again, that's by Saturday morning. Continuing to pour over data, continuing to keep track of the storm and where it's headed. No changes have been made to this forecast here over the past 24 hours. One thing we've been watching and we've been diving into is the type of snow that we're getting. Now that we have a pretty good idea of what we think the temperatures will be like, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be that heavy, wet type of snow. It's pretty to take pictures of it. By tomorrow morning, I think it's going to look like a winter wonderland. But if we get too much of this heavy, wet snow, and if it sticks too much to the trees, it could cause some power outages. I highlighted the Mohawk Valley here, where temperatures are going to be warmest, leading to the most stickiness factor to the snow, where we could see the most power outages. Plan on this in advance. Make sure your phone is charged going to bed tonight. Really hoping that I'm wrong a bit about this part of the impact here, but it's not looking good from the forecast here. Live look outside, Utica National Tower Cam overlooking Cooperstown. You can see some snow on the roads. Snow continues to spread in from the south as this nor'easter begins to get organized. The storm itself is to the south. It'll be tracking along the coast, so this is going to be a relatively long snowfall across central New York. It's not going to be really heavy at any particular time. Looking at widespread snow here overnight. Because the snow will be that wet, heavy type, it's not going to blow around very much. So even though we do have a wind tonight between about 10 to 25 miles an hour from the east, I don't think we're going to have any visibility issues from that. We will be picking up about 2 to 4 inches of snow by tomorrow morning, 4 to 8 inches of snow on the ground by 7 a.m. across the southern valleys. Of course, snow is going to continue throughout Friday too. Just want to emphasize that this is going to be happening gradually. Snow continues throughout the day Friday. Peak snowfall rates up to about 1/2 inch per hour. Again, that's not all that much. It's pretty similar to what we saw on Sunday. Temperatures remain in the low 30s as we head throughout the day tomorrow. We pick up an additional 4 to 8 inches of accumulation between 7 a.m. Friday through 7 a.m. Saturday. So again, if you shovel this in the morning, shovel this in the evening, I do recommend shoveling this more than once. You're not doing it all at the same time. Again, just because it's going to be that heavy, wet snow, and just be careful doing that. Again, we're expecting it not to be easy to move around. Snow tonight down to 32. Tomorrow, widespread snow, temperatures in the mid-30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. I think we get a break in the snow for Saturday. There will be lake effect snow developing. This is primarily going to be across the North Country on Sunday, but that band of snow is expected to drop south Sunday night and into Monday. This is where we could see accumulation in the Mohawk Valley. So there will be more things to track here, that being the next one. Then as we head into next week, it's looking cold as we head into the winter solstice with temperatures in the 20s on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Snowfall begin. A number of areas are already under snow emergencies, so remember, that means no parking on the road.
And in response to the severe weather, the governor's office says 8 plow operators from Long Island are coming here to the Mohawk Valley. To give you an idea of what's to come, let's get you right over to the Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking the latest.
Snow has begun across a good portion of central New York. We're going to start by taking a look at the snowfall map. A general 8 to 12 inches of snow is expected across central New York, 10 to 14 inches of snow south of the Mohawk Valley. This is not a big accumulation. This is something that we deal with on a regular basis. This time around, what is different is I think this snow is going to be very wet and very heavy, and that's concerning because I think this is going to lead to power outages. That's actually my primary concern tonight. It's not really driving. It will be difficult to drive. It'll be difficult to clear the snow off, but I think power outages could be a big deal if this snow ends up sticking to trees throughout this event through tomorrow morning. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, the snow is beginning to move in from the south. If you are running errands at the last minute here, do plan on roads to be slippery, and conditions will gradually become more and more tricky to drive as we head into tonight and tomorrow. Again, we're going to stay in alert mode here for about the next 24 hours. Current temperature is 33 degrees, and again, snow will continue to fly tonight. Again, roads will continue to become more and more slippery. We are tracking and breaking down how much snow happens tonight, as well as how much more we can expect on Friday, and that's coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. If you haven't done so already, upload the Storm Tracker 2 app and the News Channel 2 weather app so you can get important information even if the power goes out. Here's what you need to be doing right now. Make sure your cell phone is fully charged. Also, make sure you have a flashlight that works and have a full tank of gas in your car. While you're getting the house ready for the storm, utility crews are actually bringing in additional resources.
With a storm like this, there's always the possibility of service disruptions. That heavy, wet snow can bring down tree limbs, knock over wires, knock down poles. So we're definitely prepared to respond should there be outages.
As for storm safety, do not touch a downed power line, and if you're using a generator, make sure you keep it outside.
This snow event has the attention of the Weather Channel. They were here at WKTV this afternoon interviewing, who else? The chief. That's meteorologist Paul Goodlow. He's been with the Weather Channel for nearly 24 years. A native New Yorker, he knows how to cover a storm like this. His goal is to make sure people stay safe and stay off the roads.
Snow is definitely something that people underestimate the risk. Especially when it comes to like 2 or 4 inches of snow, or just when the snow starts, people are still flying on the highways. That is when most of the accidents occur. You got 1.5 feet of snow, only the diehards are going out, and they're going slowly. The majority of people, oh, it's only 2 or 4 inches. You know, that is the most impactful snow weather.
After our newscast, go check out the Weather Channel. Paul and his team, they're going to be live in downtown Utica tonight, probably until 8 o'clock, and then they'll be at it again tomorrow as well.
We're following a crash on Route 12.
Cam is brought to you by the Central.
Welcome back. We are continuing to track snow moving into central New York. Let's take a look at the snowfall forecast to give you an idea of how much we can expect for this entire event. This continues through Saturday morning, so it's a 36-hour accumulation. 8 to 12 inches of accumulation for most of central New York. The hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley could get as much as 10 to 14 inches of snow. This type of snow is going to be different than what nor'easters typically produce here in central New York, and it has to do with the temperature. It's going to fall in an environment that's near or above freezing, which means we get the wet snow, the heavy snow. Not heavy as in it comes down all at once, but heavy as in it's hard to move. It's going to be difficult to shovel this type of snow tomorrow. And be careful. Just be aware of how difficult that might be. My recommendation is to shovel a few times. Thankfully, this is not going to come all at once. You'll be able to shovel tomorrow morning. Maybe do it a few times throughout the day tomorrow as it comes down. Unfortunately, with the very wet accumulation, it could stick to trees and power lines, and that's my concern tonight too. Not just clearing the snow out, but for the possibility of power outages. I highlighted the Mohawk Valley as one place that we'll be watching as temperatures will be warmest here, but I think just about everybody should be prepared to deal with some scattered power outages tonight and tomorrow. Again, the possibility of heavy wet accumulation and doing some tree damage to parts of the area. It's a real possibility here heading into tonight. Live look at the Utica National Tower Cam overlooking Cooperstown. You can see the snow's on the ground, and it continues to work in from the south and west. It was starting out as some sleet earlier, but again, most of this will fall as snow as we head into tonight as the storm itself begins to develop. It's to the south right now. This will be tracking along the coast as a nor'easter. And again, we're looking at widespread snow tonight. The snow will continue as we head into Friday morning. By 7 a.m. Friday, this is how much you can expect on the ground, 2 to 4 inches. In Utica, Little Falls, and across the North Country, south of the Mohawk Valley, 4 to 8 inches of accumulation. So this is what you'll be clearing out first thing tomorrow morning. The snow, of course, will continue throughout Friday, falling steady throughout the majority of the day. It might lighten up a little bit in the afternoon, but it becomes steadier as we head into the evening as the storm wraps up and moves to the north and east. It doesn't come to an end until Saturday morning. And then we'll get a chance to dry out as we head into Saturday afternoon. An additional 4 to 8 inches of accumulation during the day on Friday as well as Friday night across all of central New York. And again, most of us pick up about 8 to 12 inches of total accumulation. Snow tonight down to 32. Roads remain slippery overnight as well as during the day tomorrow, a high of 36. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're dry on Saturday, 33 for the high. There will be some lake effect snow to track on Sunday. That looks to be mainly north of the Mohawk Valley. Winds turn northwesterly, so that band impacts the valley Sunday night and into Monday. It remains cold with more snow chances heading into the middle of next week. So again, be careful on the roadways tonight as well as early tomorrow. Also be careful shoveling this heavy wet accumulation. Back over to you.
All right, thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. The Comets sign a familiar face to it. Thank you for joining us. Winter storm is here. Snow, it's coming down at a pretty good clip, and it's that heavy, wet stuff that could cause power outages. National Grid, NYSEG, they are all ready. The governor is sending 8 extra plow crews to help with removal. Let's get you right over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. He is tracking the very latest accurate weather forecast for us tonight. And even look at Cooperstown. That's a snowy look right there for sure.
Something interesting that I've been noticing, Jason, tonight, the visibility has actually gotten a little bit better here. We've been seeing some sleet mixing in briefly from time to time. So kind of just telling us that there's some warm air that's mixing in. I don't think that's going to be the case for most of tonight. Let's take a look at the Utica National Tower Cam in Cooperstown. Again, some cold air will continue to funnel in from the north. So any mixing that we are still experiencing will not continue for long. And so we're not going to change the snowfall forecast here, but we will keep an eye on it, thinking a general 8 to 12 inches of accumulation. Again, a reminder, this is all the way through Saturday morning. We've already had reports of about 2 to 3 inches of accumulation for several areas south. And again, we'll continue to slowly add up the snow as we head into the next about 30 hours or so. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, widespread snow. Again, mixing in with a little bit of sleet. Travel will still be pretty tricky through Friday morning as well as Friday afternoon. And again, the power outage possibility is still there, and it's something we'll be watching as we head into tonight. Temperatures will be in the low 30s here as we head into the overnight, along with more snow. We're looking at accumulations as we head into the next 30 hours or so, and that's coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Make sure you download the Storm Tracker 2 app and the News Channel 2 app so you can get important information even if the power goes out. You can find delays and closings there as well. Now, here's what you should be doing right now. Make sure your cell phone is in a full charge. Make sure you have a flashlight that works. Make sure you have a full tank of gas in your car. And while you're getting your house ready for the storm, utility crews, by the way, they are bringing in those extra resources.
When we see a storm like this one coming in, we jump into storm mode. So that entails everything from holding our crews and our contractors in place to getting additional resources staged around the state so that when we find out where the impact is happening, we can move those additional resources.
Now, storm safety, do not touch a down power line, and if you're using a generator, make sure it stays outside. So how about this? The snow event has the attention of the Weather Channel. In fact, they were here today interviewing our own chief meteorologist, Bill Curtis, regarding the storm. That's meteorologist Paul Goodlow. He's been with the Weather Channel for nearly 24 years, and he's been in all the elements because guess what? He's a native New Yorker, so he knows what we're dealing with today.
Being in the elements to show our viewers at home what's going on and why they should stay out of it. This is why it's dangerous. This is why you should stay at home. We try to take every single precaution available. It might not look like it on TV, but we always have a safe spot to be no matter what Mother Nature can throw our way.
Paul says it's the 2 to 4 inches that makes for accidents. Slow down out there. He'll be broadcasting from downtown Utica again tomorrow. Reminder, WKTV.com for closings and delays. Violent night, busy night in the city of Utica last night. Police responding to 3 shootings, one of them fatal.
We are continuing to track widespread snow across central New York, and we'll be in the thick of it here through Saturday morning. It's not going to come down all at once. In fact, it's going to be a slow, steady accumulation of this. And by the time all is said and done, we're thinking a general 8 to 12 inches of accumulation, 10 to 14 inches east, especially along hilltops. Again, this takes us all the way through Saturday morning. And again, this is going to fall slowly, and we're going to break things down for you as to how much we can expect here by tomorrow morning as well as tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be that wet snow, which means great for making snowmen or starting a snowball fight, but it will also stick to trees and power lines. And the main reason why is that this is falling in an environment where temperatures are very close to, if not above freezing. So the snow is has a lower ratio. In other words, the amount of water in that snow is a lot lower compared to that fluffy snow that we usually get. And so what that can also do, in addition to making it trickier to drive, it also could lead to power outages. We're going to continue to follow this pretty closely because, again, we're thinking that this is a possibility heading into tonight and tomorrow based on how that snow sticks to trees. and how much of it accumulates on tree branches and power lines. So live look at the Utica National Tower Cam overlooking Cooperstown. You can see snow-covered ground and some slippery roads. The radar continues to show snow spreading in from the south. Low pressure tracking along the Atlantic coast is going to be responsible for driving this snow. And this storm is developing now. It's going to continue to develop as it heads to the north and east as a nor'easter and bring snow to the area as we head into tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. It's going to take a little while for this to finally wind down. Tonight, snow continues. Temperatures will be right around freezing. We're expecting about 2 to 4 inches of accumulation by Friday morning. That includes what you've already reported so far. So we're about halfway through it. About 4 to 8 inches possible south of the Mohawk Valley. Snow will continue throughout the day Friday. A general steady clip. There are some hints that it may lighten up a bit for the Friday evening commute, but then pick up again as we head into and past sunset. So not going to snow at the same rate all day. It will vary from time to time. And then it will gradually come to an end as we head into Saturday morning. An additional 4 to 8 inches of snow from Friday 7 a.m. to Saturday 7 a.m. Again, just a continuation of snow that you're going to have to shovel. When you do shovel this snow, also be careful because it's going to be heavier to move around compared to what we're used to. Snow tonight down to 32. Tomorrow, snow continues throughout the day, high of 36. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday, we're dry. We'll get a break. We'll get a chance to shovel. On Sunday, that'll be our next chance of snow. It's lake effect snow north of the valley, which will be dropping south as we head into Sunday night, as well as Monday. We're dry Tuesday, dealing with some more snow heading into Wednesday and Thursday. And hopefully we laid everything out. Again, just a reminder, think long term. This is something you're going to have to take care of a few times if you're trying to shovel it.
Yeah, one shovel's not going to get it done.
That's going to be too hard to do to wait.
Absolutely. All right. Good advice, Bill. Thank you. Coming up next, holiday season. Alice, thank you for joining us. The winter storm is here. Snow coming down at a good clip, and it's heavy, wet stuff, and that could cause some power issues. National Grid, NYSEG are at the ready. The governor sending 8 extra plow crews to help with snow removal. Let's get you right over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Kardis right now. He is tracking the very latest alert day today, alert day tomorrow. We got to be on top of it all here.
And we are. We're continuing to keep track of snow as it continues to move through central New York. You can see behind me our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, completely in blue. Road conditions getting slippery tonight. Let's take a look at the radar. We will continue to see periods of snow tonight. We've been getting some reports of sleet, even some rain occasionally mixing in from time to time. But as the column of air continues to cool off, we expect this to remain mostly snow. We're expecting 8 to 12 inches of accumulation region-wide. Some of the higher elevations, especially east of Utica, could see 10 to 14 inches. But I think most of us will hit somewhere between 8 to 12 by Saturday morning. Remember, this is going to take a long time to accumulate. So it will not come all at once. In fact, most of us seeing only maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow on the ground by tomorrow morning. Again, that alert day will continue. Travel will be tricky as we get into tonight. Temperatures in the 30s. We'll continue to see snow continuing tonight as well as tomorrow and tomorrow night. We're going to take a look at traveling conditions. We're also going to talk more about the potential for some scattered power outages with this too. And that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Thanks for mentioning that too, by the way, because we want you to download the Storm Tracker 2 app and News Channel 2 app if you haven't already, so you can get the important information if the power does go out. You can find delays and closings there as well. Now, here's what you should be doing right now. Make sure your phone is fully charged. Make sure you have a flashlight that works just in case the power does go out. Make sure you have a full tank of gas in your car. And while you're getting the house ready for the storm, those utility crews we were talking about, they're going to bring in extra resources.
And when we see a storm like this one coming in, we jump into storm mode. So that entails everything from holding our crews and our contractors in place to getting additional resources staged around the state so that when we find out where the impact is happening, we can move those additional resources.
As far as storm safety, don't touch a down power line. And if you're using a generator, make sure you keep it outside. Hey, this snow event has the attention of the Weather Channel. In fact, they were here today interviewing our own Chief Meteorologist Bill Kardis regarding the storm. They broadcasted live from downtown Utica this evening, and that's meteorologist Paul Goodloe. He was here, and he's been with the Weather Channel for nearly 24 years. He's seen all these kind of elements. He's a native New Yorker, so he knows what we're dealing with.
Being in the elements to show our viewers at home what's going on and why they should stay out of it. This is why it's dangerous. This is why you should stay at home. We try to take every single precaution available. It might not look like it on TV, but we always have a safe spot to be no matter what Mother Nature can throw our way.
Now, Paul says it's that 2 to 4 inches that makes for accidents, and that's what we're seeing now. There are a couple out there. Slow down. He's going to broadcast again from downtown Utica tomorrow. A reminder, WKTV.com for closings and delays. A violent night, busy night in the city.
Good evening. As we get into alert mode here, we're continuing to track snow as it moves into central New York. A grand total is expected to be between 8 to 12 inches by Saturday morning. It's just going to take a long time for this snow to fall across the area, and this snow is also going to be heavy and wet. The fluff factor is looking very low. It's going to be that type of snow that's going to be difficult to shovel, and the reason why is that it falls in an environment that's very close to, if not above, freezing, and that means the snow is going to be a lot more compact. It's going to be more difficult to shovel. Just be careful if you do have to shovel this. My recommendation is to shovel in the morning, shovel in the afternoon, and shovel in the evening. Do it more than once so that you're not trying to do this all at once. And again, take your time doing this. The snow is expected to be heavy. And another thing about this type of snow is it tends to stick to trees and power lines, and that is a concern tonight. We could be seeing scattered power outages across the area, just depending on how efficient it sticks. It's very close. Something we think could happen, so we just want to give you the heads up on that. Just something to be mindful of heading into tomorrow. By the way, I'm really hoping I'm wrong about that. Live look at the Utica National Tower Cam overlooking Cooperstown. Some snow on the ground. Snow continues to fly across central New York. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Roads are slippery. Main roads are wet, but side roads are very slick, so do take your time. If you have to head out tonight or tomorrow morning, give yourself plenty of time to get to your destination. Low pressure developing and moving up the Atlantic coast as a nor'easter. So again, this is going to be a long duration, gradual, steady snowfall. Again, the snow continues to fly tonight. Temperatures will be near or just above freezing. And by tomorrow morning, most of us are expected to see about 2 to 4 inches of snow on the ground, 4 to 8 inches of accumulation south of the Mohawk Valley. The snow continues throughout Friday. It looks like there may be some breaks Friday afternoon. Want to stop things around 4 o'clock. Some hints that the snow slows down. It won't completely stop, though, because the next round will be rolling in by 8 p.m. So after dark, do expect conditions to get slippery again. So let's just not let our guard down throughout the day tomorrow. We'll continue to keep an eye on potential snow accumulation into Friday night. Things finally quiet down on Saturday. We will see dry conditions throughout the whole day. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. Additional snow on Friday from Friday morning 7 a.m. forward, 4 to 8 inches of accumulation. Again, this takes us through Saturday morning, and then things will finally come to an end. Snow tonight down to 32, snow tomorrow. Steadiest in the morning, a couple of breaks possible in the afternoon, but picking up again in the evening, a high of 36. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday's looking dry. Lake effect snow is going to develop on Sunday, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, coming down heavy at times across the Tug Hill. The band of snow drops south Sunday night and into Monday, so that'll be our next chance of snow locally. We are looking dry Tuesday and cold weather heading into Wednesday and Thursday. So again, we'll get through this together. Again, take your time, and again, if you do have to shovel the driveway, my recommendation, again, do it in the morning, do it in the afternoon, do it in the evening. Don't try to wait until this whole thing is done, because I think it's going to be pretty tough to move.
Yeah, you do not want to, and lift with your legs.
Yes.
Take a little bit
Not
of time.
with your back.
Yeah, we've all found that out.
Yeah.
It is one of the leading cause of heart attacks is out there shoveling snow that's too heavy. You get winded. Just take it easy if
Take
you're doing
your time, yes.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
Bill. Coming up next, holiday season